Just do your job, Steve. How are we doing, everybody? It's Kev Ashford back in the saddle here on the biggest Man United fan channel in the land. Yes, you are right. This is the United Stand, and this is your van cam. Well, I'm in the car today, but a preview of Manchester United against Liverpool. And obviously, I was trying to be upbeat at the start of this video, but how can you be upbeat when I don't mind admitting it? You know, the Chelsea game is still actually living rent-free in my head. So we need this game, if anything, to try and get over and put right what actually happened on Thursday night. It was an absolute shocker, man. If there's one thing you could possibly take from it, it is the fact that at least we now know what them silly Scouse knobheads felt like when we absolutely did them over at Old Trafford with the last kick of the game. But the difference is, we're marching on to Wembley and that, and for large parts of that game against Chelsea, I thought United were absolutely quality, and it was a sickener. I'm not going to lie to you. Any United fan will know the exact same. It was absolutely devastating to lose the game. We controlled it in parts, but I mean the mentality of this team will just continue to haunt me and let us down. You know, you think of the Brentford game. We were awful against Brentford, totally played off the park, and we could have got something out of that game. You know, in theory, we're probably lucky to get a point out of that game. Really, really lucky to get a point. Now, you get the Chelsea game, and again, it comes down to mentality. You scoring a goal against Brentford late on. Come on, lads. You know, in-game management, you know, Eric Ten Hag is not immune from criticism, but the players that are out there on the pitch, you know, just see the game out, for Christ's sake. You know, it's not hard. Knock the ball about, keep possession, and it's just absolutely typical. I said this in previous fan cams, that this team will continue to let you down. And we can moan about dodgy decisions. That was evident at Stamford Bridge. Some of the refereeing decisions were absolutely shocking. Yet nothing will be said about it. You know, if that was the other way round and them two dubious penalties were given against Manchester United, you'd never hear anything about it. Never hear anything about it. We'll just let Chelsea away with it then, will we? But listen, it really it is not out of my system. And obviously this is now the preview for the Liverpool game, and I can't think of a worse game. And some people can look at it positively and think, well, what a game to be able to bounce back. But I take absolutely zero confidence into this. And for that reason that I've just said before about mentality of the players, they're not even capable. You've got, again, I hate singling players out, but Marcus Rashford, you know, again, he can't be immune from criticism. He come on the pitch at Stamford Bridge and ran round as if United were like 10-0 up, as if it was some kind of training session. You know, he's walking, he's not even, he's put on up front, and he's not even closing anyone down. I've seen the video. I remember seeing it at the time, and I said to my son, I went, look at Rashford, you know, we're winning at this stage. And he must have just thought, and again, I say mentality, he must have just thought, this game's won. You know, we've done the business, job's a good one. You know, and that comes back to bite Rashford on the arse, and players like that who just thought for the last few minutes of this game, we can just, see it out, but not even closing down players. Having the crack with Cole Palmer. What? Because they're England teammates. Friends, we're friends. Running round the pitch, you know, going there. Yeah, well, who looked at the knobhead after the game? You know, when Chelsea steal it late on, and we are left absolutely flabbergasted, down on our knees, shell-shocked. That was the thing. But, I mean, the team, you know, what team do you put out today? We're down to the bare bones with injuries. I mentioned it in the last fan cam about the injury record has been really bad. And yes, you can use it as an excuses FC or whatever to an extent. But again, we should have been good enough to see this game out. And now we come in against Liverpool. Rashford doesn't start for me. 100%. I'd play Mason Mount over him. I'd play even, this is where we're at the minute, that a player like Antony, who's had so much sort of criticism through the season, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking I would choose Antony over Rashford. And for me, that says more about Marcus Rashford and where he is at this moment in time. You know, he is... I think United fans have just had enough. And I don't think it's far-fetched or, you know, clickbaity, you know, for me to be saying that Rashford he's no longer a starter in this team. What is he bringing to the team? His attitude on Thursday night against Chelsea, it was absolutely shocking. And I look and I think, well, he doesn't deserve to be in there. Oh, yeah, but he scored loads of goals last season, Kevin, that. As Roy Keane would say, man, it's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. You're only as good as your last game. And that's what Ten Hag has to do from now. You know, I always say that Ten Hag, one of the main criticisms will be sticking by players who are not actually giving back to him what he wants them to do. So in that sense, Rashford is nowhere near that team. I don't care what if he scored against Liverpool a few weeks ago in that FA Cup game. Again, that is just a distant memory that is in the past. You know, and we take absolutely no... what do we take into this game? You know, confidence-wise, you know, get in the comment section and make sure to finger the like button. But tell me, are you actually confident today that Manchester United can get a result? We are playing against a team who are top of the league. They are fighting and going, you know, to win that Premier League. And then you've got us. We are messing about, man. We are absolutely pissing about, trying to get into the Champions League. Trying to get into the Champions League. And by God, if that's not the wake-up call that you need, you know, this is a team that would have been the bare arse minimum to finish in the Champions League places. And now we are really, the fight is on. And I was asked on the fan forum, I think it was Beth that asked us a question, how many points do you think, looking at the Brentford game, Chelsea and Liverpool, and I think a lot of us agreed on 7 points. We've took 1 point, you know, and from this point on now, the best we could probably do, well, it is 4, but that means having to go out and beat Liverpool. And again, I don't want this to be a negative, Van Cam. It shouldn't. Well, I just have to. I have to say it as it is, and I have to clear my chest and get it out there. But 4 points from a possible 9 is the best scenario now that we can get. And I suppose we have to look at positivity-wise, maybe what we've done to Liverpool. We managed to go to Liverpool and game plan-wise, it was absolutely bob on. We knew we weren't good enough to go out there and we couldn't go toe-to-toe with them. Do you know why? Because we're shit. We're really, really bad. So that would have just been like kind of the equivalent of football suicide. To try and go toe-to-toe with Liverpool at Anfield at that stage with the players that we had available, we would have just played into their hands and we could have had another 7-0 or something really embarrassing. That night, we managed to come away with a 0-0 draw. You know, the Scousers were fuming. Virgil van Dijk was carrying on, you know, that's not the way to play football. Klopp didn't like it. What? Because we went there and we were defensively sound and you couldn't break us down. That's exactly what we're going to have to do. And some people will look at that FA Cup game and go, well, when we did go toe-to-toe, but there was large parts of that game where if Liverpool had took the chances and been more clinical, we would have been out of sight. We rode our luck, and that's what we have done a lot this season. But at the end of the day, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable going behind, trying to fight back, you know, being 2-0 down at half-time and then trying to play one half of football. These players need to be 100% at the races today. This is a huge game. And what more kind of momentum or what more do you need to go into a game against Liverpool knowing that, and this is again how far behind we've fallen, but knowing that we can put a dent in their kind of title challenge. And again, it's just so sad. It really is sad to think that this is where we're at the minute, and we're talking about, you know, probably trying to celebrate the fact that we can like put some kind of dent in their title challenge. You know, they are miles above us. The players need to be on it. 100% they need to be on it. Ten Hag as well needs to pick the right team today. We need the right blend. The midfield, we don't need to be overrun. I'm fed up of seeing Kobe Mainoo just overrun in midfield. 18-year-old, absolutely fantastic player. You put McTominay with him, you might as well just play him on his own, man, because ghost mode is activated. McTominay runs around like a headless chicken, but apparently McTominay's, you know, brilliant, you know, comes on and scores a few goals here and there and that, but I don't know. I am at a loss. But if you can, try and enjoy the game today. We will see how United get on. And United are like a box of chocolates, aren't they? You know, you just don't know what you are going to get from this team. But my worry is they will continue to let you down. But yeah, positivity is the positivity scale. I'm far down it, man. Honestly, I can't wait for this season to end. And that's a sad thing for Kev, Mr. Positivity, to be saying that. But for United, there's no hard hat today. This isn't the usual setup, but by God, let's just go out there and give it a bloody good go. And for United, against the dirty Scousers, it's a Kevin United! Hey, yay!